Welcome to Shor Machshava on the Daf. She responds to Nishmas Ayim Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding Basra Daf Memhei. The Gemara at the top of Daf Memhei Amud Aleph says, the one who sold to his friend a field shaloi be'achrayus, he cannot testify on it. He cannot give an edus. Why is that so? Because maybe we're choishesh shema'amido bifnei ba'al choivoy. Maybe this seller has a lender, and the lender is going to come to extract money from him to pay back the loan. So therefore he's testifying, he's going to say a edus sheker to keep the land that he sold to the buyer so the lender can come and extract that land. So says the Gemara, on top, if he has what to pay, he will pay himself. If he doesn't have what to pay, what does he care if the lender will take the land from the buyer or not? Says the Gemara, he does not have a land. And the reason he wants to make sure that the lender will be able to have a land to be graven from, because he does not want to go under the category of loy ve'rosho v'lo yishalem. He doesn't want to be a borrower who does not pay back his debt. So he wants to make sure that his lender is going to be in a situation where he's able to come and find the land to be graven the loan. So the Ramban brings over here the question of the Rimigash. Says, I don't understand. This person right now is going to do an edus sheker. He's going to lie in Beis Din. He's going to be a terrible Rasha klapei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. And all he's gaining is the fact that he's not going to be a loy v'rosh le'ishalem towards the lender. So he wants to be not a Rasha regarding not paying back the loan. But on the other hand, becomes a Rasha by doing an edus sheker. And he adds that an edus sheker is also a Rasha. In bein hakos a Rasha. So what is he gaining for not being a loy v'rosh le'ishalem, but becomes a edus sheker? So what's his gain? So Ramban answers in short, he doesn't want other people to call him a Rasha. He doesn't really mind to be a Rasha klapei HaKadosh Baruch Hu. But that people in the world will call him a Rasha, that's something he doesn't want. He wants people to trust him. Reb Chaim Shmulevitz has an unbelievable word based on this Gemara. It's printed in the Sefer Zikaron Reb Chaim Shmulevitz and also in the Sichos Musar. Reb Chaim says that there's something called achrayus, responsibility. A person who has responsibility for something, the tsuras adam is that whatever I'm responsible for, I will take care of. If a person is an irresponsible person, he's not an adam. An adam is someone who he makes sure to take care of his responsibilities, of his obligations. The minimum tsuras adam, the shape, the way to define a human being, is someone who is responsible for his actions. He's responsible to take care of his debts. He explains based on this, what the Mishnah of his Perek Beis Mishnah Tes says, that Rebbe Metzake told his Talmidim, what is the bad way that a person needs to get away from? That's not the way that a person should act. So Talmidim brought different answers. Abelazar says ayin ro, bad eye. Shua says chaver ro. Rabbi Isis says shachan ro. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says haloi ve'eino mishalim. Someone who borrows money doesn't pay back. So says Reb Chaim Shmulevitz, we're not talking here about dinim momis. We're not talking about how a person needs to conduct his monetary obligations. We're talking here about a derech ra. What is actions that a person does that's a bad midah for him? Ayin ro, chaver ro. Person who takes a loan and doesn't pay, Zok Shimon, that is a midah ra of adam. That is against the tsuras adam, because you're not responsible. You don't have a achrayus for your obligations. And with this, he goes to explain that when Yaakov Avinu wanted to send Binyamin, so Reuven in the beginning said, send it with me. Shnei bonei samis. Yaakov Avinu did not accept it. But when Yehuda said that I will be responsible to bring him back, and if not, chatasi lo'avi kol hayomim, then Yaakov Avinu accepted Yehuda's request. Why? What's the difference? Because Reuven did not take responsibility on himself. Reuven just said, I'll try to bring you, and if not, you can take one of my sons. Yehuda took responsibility. If I don't do it, v'chatasi, I will be the one sitting in front of you kol hayomim. It's my responsibility. It's my achrayus. So Zok Reb Chaim Shmulevitz is not pshat in our Gemara. Yes, of course, when a person does an Aveira, he's a Rasha. A person does an Eidus Checker, he's a Rasha. But there's another level of responsibility that a person has to pay back his debt, to pay back the loan that he owes. That's a achrayus who defines the Tzuris Adam. And that's why a person is more careful to make sure that he pays his debt. Should not be loyve Rasha v'lo yishalem. Should not violate the achrayus that he has. Then other Aveiros that he's maybe called a Rasha, but is not under the category of a achrayus, of responsibility to pay one's obligation. Dvarim Amukim or Reb Chaim Shmulevitz. Anyone who wants to join the Shomach Shava email list to WhatsApp, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.